NVIDIA NVENC encoder. What is that? That's your graphics card handling all of the video encoding load on your computer, or you may have an X264 encoder. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, I very, very, very highly recommend using that encoder instead of the X264 encoder. Why? The X264 encoder uses your CPU, your processor, to do the encoding, and you want to save your processor to do other stuff on your computer when you're live streaming, in more cases than not. So we're going to go over the setup of an NVIDIA one because it has more settings and it's more complex. Link in the description below if you do not already have an NVIDIA graphics card. I've got a recommended official NVIDIA Creator laptop below that is ice cold killer. It's what I'm using to record this tutorial actually. Select that and then choose to uncheck this box. It'll come checked. Maybe uncheck the Enforce Streaming Service Encoder Settings box. You don't need that. YouTube recommends rate control of CBR, constant bit rate. Do not choose variable bit rate. And for 30 frames per second streams, your minimum bit rate here is going to be 3000. Minimum. For 30 frames per second streams at 1080p, your maximum bit rate recommended is 6000. So, when you do an internet speed test and you check out what your upload speed is, what should your minimum upload speed be if you are streaming at 6000 kbps, otherwise known as 6 megabytes upload? You should always have 50% more upload speed as your maximum, as your bandwidth, than you're using when you live stream. So if you're using 6000 as your upload speed here in OBS, I want you to have at least 9000 total when you do your speed test, otherwise known as 9 megabyte upload speed. Do an internet speed test, check that out, and make sure that you have at least 50% more than what you are currently using. For your keyframe interval, select 2. YouTube specifies it wants 2. Don't do auto. And if you have a very powerful processor on your computer, do max quality. For the NVIDIA graphics card, it's going to handle most of that preset, so it doesn't matter to you. If you're having performance issues for some reason, I've seen this in some cases, do max performance instead. If there's an encoder overload for some reason. Max quality is a good default setting though. Your profile should be high. I recommend turning off look ahead, don't use it, and leave psycho visual tuning checked. It has virtually no impact, but just leave it on. Select apply, but do not yet hit OK. Your next stop is going to be the audio tab right up here. You're going to want to select the official recommended bitrate for live streams on YouTube. It's 128 is the official recommended bitrate. For recordings, I do recommend that you guys bump this up to 320 to max out that quality. For streams, YouTube does not want you to do that. It wants you to do 128. So go ahead and give YouTube what it's asking for. Okay? There you go. Now, for those of you that were streaming in 1080p 60 FPS, let's go over